If you want to improve around the Dutch Grand Prix circuit, you have to watch this top 1% hot lap. Head towards the first corner, brake at 75 meters, turn into the corner at 50 meters, be as close to the inside as you can without touching the curb, and you want to take a long rounded apex, 4th gear although 3rd is possible. Then as you get to the midpoint of the corner, you should have fully released the brake and on the power. Start to unwind the steering as you see the end of the inside curb, then full power when you pass it, aiming to put your left wheels over the first section of the exit curb. Hold it tight to the left of the circuit as you pass through the slight bend before turn 2, placing a wheel on top of the entry curb to open up the corner. Turn in before the curb ends, then if you can, just right of center, shift down to 6th gear and lift slightly off the throttle when you're as close to the inside curb as you dare. Do not ride it, then steadily increase the power, placing the car as far left as you can. Braking just before the blue curb ends, half force, bleeding off just after passing the early apex, then initially hard on the power up the hill. Only at 100% once pointing towards the outside curb, which you can lightly brush. Flat out through this twisty section of the circuit, minimize track distance and increasing brake bias slightly for the middle sector in advance. Then move to the outside, turn into the corner on full power as soon as you pass the grey patch on the left, and once just right of centre, shift down to 6th gear, but do not lift. Get as close as you can to the inside without touching the grass or curb, and as you get to the middle of the inside curb, allow the steering to straighten up as you wash wide up to track limits, keeping the car on the track surface only. Follow the contour of the track, keeping as far left as possible just before the 50-meter boards start turning into the corner. Shift down from 7th to 6th if you aren't there already, making use of engine braking and maintaining full throttle, only lifting a small amount if absolutely necessary. Cut the inside curb and run to the outside, but there's no need to use the outside curb, so keep it on the black stuff. Now brake at 60 meters, or just in case the marker boards have been broken, use the tree going out of view on the left as reference. Turn in and into 3rd or 4th gear, off the brakes and back on the throttle at the apex, keeping really close to the inside curb but don't use it for stability, and instead power out, opening up the steering as much as you can, full throttle when you get to the outside of the track, up to the white line and into 4th by the time you get to this point if you were in 3rd earlier. Move to the outside on exit all the way up to track limits, then braking at 20% force between the 50-meter board and the grey patch now on the right hand side. Turn at the same time, 4th gear off the brakes as you approach the midpoint of the corner and on the power, rotating the car with the throttle. Straighten your wheel and full throttle just before you are directly facing the DRS marker board. Aimed for the outside, ride the curb and DRS open. Subscribe to the channel and be ready for one last sector. We recommend keeping the brake bias the same as before, even though we've gone down to 50 here in this lap. Brake hard at the start of the entry curb, riding it to open up the racing line, turn in at 60 meters, shifting down to 3rd gear, cut the inside, placing the center of the car on top of the stripe curb with your right wheels over the sausage curb and off the brakes at the same time. Then only after you've left the inside curb, back on the throttle for a short moment, but when the nose of the car is in line with the curve for turn 12, turn and brake with about 30% force and look for an early apex. Touch the inside curb initially, at which point you'll be off the brakes, then let the car roll as you come away from the inside slightly and on the power smoothly once you've left the curb. At the midpoint of the corner, start opening up the steering wheel, reaching full throttle just before you get to the outside curb, but there's no need to ride it, only brush it if required. Turn 13, just before the entry curb, turn into the corner, brake lightly, only half force if needed, and down to 5th gear. Off the brakes and on the power before reaching the inside curb, get close to it without touching, then full throttle once in the middle of the track. Use the first section of the exit curb as done earlier, then DRS open immediately on the banking, and finally keep the car tight and low to the inside, minimizing track distance. Exit the banking in the middle or just left of the circuit and across the line to set a 1 minute 8.514, and that's how you get into the top 1% of drivers in the world. The setup for this video is on the left of your screen now with an adapted race setup on the right. Good luck and let's race.